different things we have to face in life. No human has a special claim on hardship. We've all had to deal with some sort of pain. You may have been inappropriately touched or even assaulted as a child. No children should have to endure such a thing. You may have suffered some abuse by either one or multiple individuals. This abuse could have been verbal, emotional, physical, mental, sexual, or even all five of these. You may have been promised the world by someone, but were shocked by the fact that they had told you a devastating lie, which caused a devastating blow to your life. You may have had high hopes for an individual to accomplish or achieve something, all to end up in a state of disappointment and frustration when you realized you wanted them to achieve more than they wanted to. Imperfection is in all of mankind. Mankind is full of lack, some to a lesser degree than others, some to a greater degree than others. Most people today are being weighed down by invisible chains that are keeping them in bondage and causing them to be unable to move forward. Truthfully, some people today are what they are today because of what they had to endure as a child or even teenager. This isn't always the case, but I know that these are the most trying years for a lot of people on earth. Whatever pain you might have had to endure, I am here to tell you that it doesn't last forever. You see, as humans, sometimes we simply don't feel seen. We want our pain to be acknowledged, but since most people are selfish and dismissive, as are some of you, we never feel comfortable enough to even tell others how we feel. We as humans have promoted being cynical and closed off. There is a saying that mankind has brought to life: focus on yourself. This is a selfish statement. Yes, it is important to make sure you don't neglect yourself to help all others, but it is also important to make sure that you refrain from becoming self-centered and self-absorbed. I want to take you all through the many steps as to why your past actions and shortcomings shouldn't be a reason why some of you all give up on love, improvement, mental health, a state of happiness, and other areas as well. Let's get started. From my point of view, and the things I've been involved in and witnessed, I've noticed that many people have been hurt when it comes to love and romance. Some of you are unable to move on. In fact, some of you simply refuse to do so. Fear and anxiety surround the topic of love for many of you, and your past connections and situations are those that have had a major impact on you. It isn't anything that isn't serious, but it is now time for you all to lay these things to rest, so that you all may open a pathway free to the deepest part of your heart, so that the improvement can take place, and you are now able to move forward in romance. Most of you don't even know what real unconditional love is. Not the words and the meaning of them, but the feeling of it. Being on the receiving and giving side of this. You see, it is the world that has clouded people's judgment on what real love is and should be. Truthfully, the world only preaches lust. A love of a woman's breast, her private area, her body, her appearance, her voice. This is all empty love. A love of a man's private area, his money, his status, his looks, his background, his accomplishments, his connections is a love that is also empty. These are forms of what some call love, which is conditional love. Conditional love is a love that is susceptible to change if circumstances change. This is also a love that is rotten. Real unconditional love for a person is a love of that person's mind, heart, their personality, their beliefs, their way of doing things, that person's character, that person's spirit. Real unconditional love is also still loving a person even when that person does things that you may not approve of. You're still able to look at that person and still have thoughts of love for them. A love of just how a person looks and what they possess is a love that is actually dead. If you are a human who says they have no shame in anything they've ever done, then this part of the video isn't for you. However, if you are someone who has done certain things that may cause you to feel embarrassed or ashamed, I'm here to tell you to no longer feel ashamed or embarrassed. It is the worldly minded individual who tells a person that they can never recover and they'll always be the same. The truth is, despite popular belief, you can recover from anything. I'll say it loud and pour out into the day I die. You can recover from being a liar, a hypocrite, a thief, someone who is hypersexual, unforgiving, a slanderer, even a murderer. No, it is impossible to bring a murder victim back to life, but that murderer can truly recognize that they were wrong, renounce their wicked ways, and even become an advocate against murder, thereby them undergoing a change in character. Now, there is a type of person who will always have negative intentions for you. It's usually someone who knows your private business. What this type of person does is they'll never let you outrun your past. They'll always try and make sure you remember the things you used to do and who you used to be. Whether you used to be a little rebellious or even have done something very terrible, they will always remind you of your past deeds and hold these very things against you. These are people that you are going to have to learn how to ignore. You're going to have to learn how to not respond to everything that is being said or has been said about you or to you. You're going to have to learn that not everybody wants to see you change. They want to see you reject the improvement that could take place and remain the same. These types of people exist, and that's okay. Continue to press past what's in front of you and who's in front of you, and you'll begin to see and realize just how great you can be. But you'll never reach your destination if you're always trying to go tit for tat with people who want to remind you of what you used to do. You'll never get anywhere like that. As humans, we grow and learn. We all eventually one day will pass away, but until that day, we are supposed to continue to grow and learn in this life. Wisdom isn't gained through victory, nor is it gained when everything goes right the first time around. Wisdom is gained when things go wrong. Disappointments and frustrations, bad judgments and letdowns, setbacks and wrongdoings, mistakes and failures, wants and needs, making bad judgments for few or even all to see. These are how a person then begins to gain wisdom. But as humans, when we are constantly looking at the past, we want to apply the wisdom we've gained through time. We wish we knew what we know now back then, but life doesn't work that way. It's time for you to now start looking ahead. Acceptance is a big word in the hearts of a few. Mankind truly doesn't like to accept things that aren't identical to themselves. This can be applied to anything: race, religion, nationality, plans you may have, your socioeconomic status, and all kinds of other things. Some of you are going to have to finally accept what had happened to you, but this is never easy. You're going to have to learn how to accept what has happened and then heal from it. Healing isn't easy, it never has been. However, healing needs to take place, or else you'll always be angry and bitter or even depressed. I've seen it on people, this bitterness. They're in a state that would be extremely hard for them to break free from. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. Revenge is something that I've started to carry out just once, but never fully followed through. Without giving away too many details, these two individuals did me so wrong that I couldn't even properly determine their motivation as to why I was becoming a victim of such disgusting gossip and slander. It was then revealed to me by a few others their reason as to why they were saying the very things they were saying about me at that time. I had thought of many ways I could make these people pay for putting my security and safety at risk. That's literally how bad the slander had become. However, when halfway through my plan, I then thought about all the different scenarios that can take place afterward. I then stopped myself and realized I was fighting a losing battle. Being assertive and addressing the issue multiple times didn't work for me, which is why I began to plot in the first place. I then realized, though, that even though we want to cause a person harm so badly, you shouldn't do so. When expressing this event to my friends, I received a mixed response. Some agreed what I did while some didn't. I had one even offer to help me with what I had previously laid to rest, but I told him no. You see, people, revenge looks good and feels good if you follow all the way through. That's why many people take revenge. But I learned that by being this reactionary, you let them win. When you let a person's words and actions take over your mind to the point where you can't even think straight, they've hurt you. When you let this person hurt you so much that you now decide to take matters into your own hands, they've won. They were able to make you get out of character and lose self-control. Even if you plan on taking their life and this person or group is unaware of it, they still were able to break you. Mankind loves reducing others down to the ground. This is why you need to stand tall no matter what. That doesn't mean standing tall and becoming lifted up with pride, but becoming focused and determined to move forward in life. Some of you may be bloodthirsty even now to take revenge on those who have wronged you, but I'm telling you now to not take action. Don't let the pain that you had to suffer from the words and mouth of another make you turn into a person you don't even recognize. Never let another person's words or actions change and mold your character into something that it shouldn't be. Rise above these people. In life, we face many challenges. Although most prefer to take the path of least resistance, it isn't a reality for many people. I understand why there are people who have become hardened. This is why it doesn't pay to be easily offended. Some people are the way they are today because of all the pain they've had to endure. This doesn't mean they should be given an excuse to treat people wrongfully or rudely. This is a toxic way of dealing with the problems you are facing on the inside. I want to do something different for this video. I want to know, have any of you ever experienced a situation that caused you all to have insecurity, either surrounding love, actions you've committed you wish you could take back, or even contemplating or even carrying out revenge? Tell me what happened and how you handled it. You don't have to be extremely detailed either. Thank you all for watching today's video, and I'll see you all again.